Welcome to the 2026 Shriners Children's Clearwater Invitational. Night has fallen on day 3 of this epic tournament featuring 40 games in 4 days. And we've got another top 10 showdown here on Field 8. UCLA trying to shake off a run rule loss to Tennessee, taking on number 6 Florida State. Hi again, everybody. Matt Schumacher, the All-American pitcher. Amanda Scarborough with you. And Amanda, really interesting matchup. 2 teams with a lot of newness. Florida State, 9 freshmen, most ever in the Lonnie Alameda era.
Yeah, I love this matchup. I mean, the ones that we've gotten back-to-back here, Tennessee versus UCLA, and then Florida State versus UCLA. I mean, these are the types of matchups we see at the World Series. You're right, a lot of new faces, especially for Florida State, who 4 of their 9 hitters are freshmen that are starting tonight.
Pretty remarkable when you think about everything that they replaced from last year. And yet, with all the freshmen, Lonnie told us just about 10 minutes ago, the thing that stands out about this team is the maturity, despite all the youngsters.
And stepping up big with their bats. 50% of the team home runs, their RBI production. They played big here at this tournament with a lot of eyeballs on this Florida State team who has been here every year of the tournament.
On the other side, UCLA, boy, they have been the most prolific power offense in the country to this point, ignited by Jordan Woolery and Megan Grant.
Yeah, they're very young, but 2 seniors in their offense at the top of the order hit right by each other. Megan Grant with her lefty power, those 8 home runs, and Jordan Woolery with 5 home runs as a right-handed power in their lineup.
At the Clearwater tournament, this lineup has hit just .211. They've gotten a lot of production 1 through 5. The rest of the lineup has left a little bit to be desired. They will take on Bella Dimitrievich, another freshman, making her 2nd start of the season.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity for Bella. Had a innings start against Texas Tech. Another great offense, and she went 3 innings in that one. Most that she's pitched in a game has been 3 innings. She's coming back from an injury and trying to see how deep they can work with her. But this will be a big test for Dimitrievich.
Two-one count to Riley Slimp. Done a nice job setting the table. Did she go? No on the appeal up to 3rd. Jim Cooper, our home plate umpire. J.C. Bartley at 1st. Jose Chaparro at 3rd. 3-1 count to Slimp. Beg your pardon, it was a 3-ball 2-strike count to Slimp, and she has gone down on strikes.
Well, and Dimitrievich is going to try to throw her rise ball on multiple different levels. You saw it within the at-bat to Slimp. She got the upper half of the zone, and that's why Kelly Inouye Perez is not real happy about that strike call, because it was about the letters high. And that's going to be big for Dimitrievich if she's going to get that pitch called, because that rise ball is her best pitch. Good spins and movement. She can split the zone vertically. So rise ball is a pitch that she came in with, but has developed her drop ball and will mix speeds with a changeup. Drop and change she has worked hard on with her pitching coach, Lonnie Alameda. You can see the movement, though, that she has on this rise ball. It is explosive movement up. UCLA is going to have to show good plate discipline against it. It's just quick decisions that they'll have to make at the plate. And think about that rise ball. It's high risk, high reward in terms of a lot of swings and misses. But when you live up in the zone against home run hitters like UCLA has in their lineup, 28 home runs on their team and 8 home runs for this hitter that's up to bat right now, has a tendency to leave the ballpark because you work more up in the zone.
Already 5 home runs at Clearwater for this UCLA Bruins offense. And 8 of Megan Grant's 10 hits this year have left the yard. Hitters count to one of the most dangerous hitters in America right now. Launched in the air to left, headed towards the wall, it's gone. And And the Bruins have awoken in their second game of the day at Clearwater.
You have to be so careful. Megan Grant off to such a good, powerful start her senior year. This is a low rise ball, and this is what I'm talking about. When you start to throw that rise ball, you live at about thigh high and up, and this one is about belt high, and Megan Grant loves the fact that that rise ball is a little bit more down. Good pitch for her just to barrel up and send out of here, and a much needed run on the board after UCLA got shut out in their game earlier today against Tennessee. In fact, they got run rolled. They needed that swing.
They were one hit against Tennessee. First time since the 2021 World Series against Montana Fouts in Alabama that this Bruins team was one hit in a game. We were down on the field pre-game. It was a totally different vibe. Very businesslike inside the UCLA dugout after that 11-0 loss to Tennessee. Woolery goes down looking. Second backwards K for Dimitrievich.
Well, you love the rebound from your freshman in the circle of Rolani Alameda. Just gave up a home run to one of the best hitters in the country. And then you go at another one of the best hitters in the country, and she goes 3 strikes right at her and freezes her on a pitch that kind of looked like it was a mistake right down the heart of the plate, but freezes Jordan.
Woolery now just 1 for 9 at Clearwater. Meanwhile, Kanaya Bragg had the one hit against Tennessee earlier today. It was a double off the wall and left.
You'll notice that Dimitrievich, when she toes up the pitching rubber and she steps on the pitching plate, she starts on the very far right of it, almost to where her right foot is hanging off of it. Oftentimes you'll see pitchers start more so in the middle of the plate. Even notice though Jordy Fromm pitching for Nebraska, she likes to start in the far left side of the pitcher's plate. Different strokes for different folks. Have different reasons for wanting to be there.
Bragg laser into left, and a leaping catch by Haley Griggs to end UCLA's bid in the first, but Megan Grant's 9th home run of the year.
Making a statement early in February. My goodness, 9 home runs already? Are you kidding me? It's the only way that she has put hits on her stat line is via the home run.
Of Megan Grant's 11 hits this year have been home runs. Unbelievable. Left the yard again in the first inning. Gives UCLA a 1-0 lead, and boy, it felt like they needed that after losing earlier this evening 11-zip to Tennessee. Taylor Tinsley is not somebody in the circle that needs much run support. She is the ace of this UCLA staff.
Yeah, she's taken a good load of the innings in her career at UCLA at various times. Has had to really put the team on her back because of injuries to the pitching staff and all kinds of different reasons in her career, but she's just gotten better every year at UCLA.
One count to Issa Torres for a Florida State team that has split its first 2 games of the Clearwater Invitational. 3-2 loss to Texas Tech on day 1. Followed it up with a victory over FAU. This is their only game of the day. They will play tomorrow against Tennessee. Highly anticipated showdown with the Lady Vols. 1-2 to Torres.
With all these freshmen on the team, it's nice to have Issa Torres up at the top of the order. Been now a 3-year starter for Florida State, their mainstay at shortstop, but Just such a tough out, constantly finds different ways to get on base, and is so fun to watch play because of just her electricity on offense, her glove on defense.
Right on cue. A rope up the middle into center. Torres thought about stretching it for two. And is pumped up with that leadoff single.
And Taylor Tinsley, when I think about Tinsley, I think about her changeup. It is just so tough to hit. I think that it's her best pitch, but she'll also mix in her rise ball and her curve ball, continuing to develop her drop ball so that she has that hard movement down in the zone. But look out for that changeup. That's a pitch that Florida State is going to have to deal with all game long.
Line drive into center field off the bat of Marin Heller. And back-to-back singles to start the game for Florida State.
And she already needs that changeup. Barreled up ball by Torres, a barreled up ball right on time by Heller. Look at her just waste no time to get to this inside pitch. It's a freshman up there, fearless. First pitch she sees, aggressive, a pitch that she is looking for in the inner half, and barrels it up.
The next batter is third baseman, Jason Beecham.
Jason E. Beecham comes to the plate here, tying run in scoring position. Preseason All-American junior.
There's that off-speed pitch there, and good stop by Ramirez, because when Tinsley works that pitch in, she's going to want to keep it low and have the confidence to throw it in the dirt, and a good backstop back behind the plate with Alexis Ramirez that she's throwing to tonight.
Beecham, a great start to this season after a little bit of a down year last year. Hit .304, 11 homers, 45 runs batted in. After she was the first ever National Freshman of the Year in Florida State program history. Might have an RBI single here. Slip comes up throwing and it's cut off. A game-tying RBI single in the bottom of the first from Jasani Beecham.
Florida State is just attacking this side of the plate. The righties on the inner half, and even Torres being able to, trying to work her in, getting their barrels to these inside pitches. Just too much plate on these pitches for Florida State to miss. They're seeing these mistakes that are really plating, not finding any corners and taking advantage of it as Florida State quickly ties up this game.
Well, Isa Torres was flying.
The next batter is the right fielder, Ashton Danley.
Bouncing ball up the middle, and it gets through. Here comes Heller around second base. They weave Beecham with the bobble in center. Safe behind the tag. Bases clearing. Two-run double for Ashton Danley.
It's a drop ball that Danley drives into the ground and through the infield off the glove of Garcia. It is probably the ball that's been squared up the least. Still drives in 2 runs. It's a drop ball. At least I like the contact off the bat better of these Florida State hitters. If Tinsley wants to use that drop ball a little bit more, I think it would be effective.
Well, Anna Hine comes up hacking. Florida State aggressively. Amanda going after Taylor Tinsley in the bottom of the first.
Throw that changeup a little bit more. I think she needs to, and being able to throw it through the zone for a strike is just going to be essential right now, just to try to get an out. There it is.
A little bit stunning to see UCLA on its heels. Day 3 of the Clearwater tournament, particularly with the way that Kelly Inouye Perez's team played opening weekend. 5 run rule victories for a top 10 Bruins team that made it to the Women's College World Series again last year.
And Florida State just looks very ready for Tinsley's pitches up in the zone, especially her being a senior. There's so much film and tape on her and how she's really dominated teams with her rise ball and her curveball. They are looking up in the zone, and it's just not getting in enough around a corner.
Missed outside on the 0-2.
That's a better looking pitch right there. I like what she looks like down the zone. I'd use her changeup and her drop ball a lot more early in this game. And UCLA, I mean, you said it, they just got here yesterday. The tournament started on Thursday, but they started playing yesterday. They lost to Oklahoma State, almost lost to Missouri yesterday. Megan Grant hit a solo home run to give them the lead in the 7th inning. And then, of course, that run rule game was an 11-0 to Tennessee earlier today. It's been challenging. They've been giving up some runs.
Hadn't played a tight game all year, albeit early, until coming to Clearwater. 2-2 to short. Garcia slings it for the first out of the inning.
But do you see the difference when she's throwing down in the zone with her changeup? It's just weaker contact off the bat. But when she goes up in the zone with her rise ball, they are ready for it. And this is what you have to do at this time of the year or later in the year in the postseason. Teams are going to have a game plan against you, and sometimes they're going to execute it quickly. Sometimes it might take them a little while to execute it, maybe second time through, but you have to be able to have these mid-inning adjustments.
Griggs rolls it over to the right side. Danley caught in a run down. Was she under the tag? No. Excellent execution by this UCLA defense. And a good tag by Brie Alejandre at third. Second out of the inning, Griggs moved up to second base.
It's an important run to keep off the board, and Alejandre able to put the tag down to get Danley, who took a couple of extra steps off and then had to get pushed to the outside part of the bag to dive back.
One count to Shelby McKenzie, sophomore from right here in Pace, Florida. Former high school All-American, had some good experience last year. Really came on strong in the postseason for Florida State. Swung a heavy bat in their postseason games. 1-2 count. Fielded at third by Alejandre, and that ends the inning. But Florida State not only ties it, takes the lead.
Torres and Heller and Beecham and Danley started off with 4 consecutive hits, scored 3 runs for Florida State. And they now are in the lead after the Megan Grant home run, 3-1. Rounding out the pitching staff behind, of course, the National Pitcher of the Year, Nyjah Kennedy. Has a tough loss for Caitlin Terry to enter the transfer portal, as well as Addison Fisher, this UCLA pitching staff. I mean, they would have had Tinsley, Terry, and Fisher, who was a freshman last year, one of the best recruits in that class. So also lost Savipola to graduation, a mainstay in their lineup, but Terry and Fisher, this pitching staff for UCLA definitely took a hit when they lost those two. Really the talk of softball was those two getting in the portal.
And Kelly Inouye-Perez said it was such a big deal that people were texting her that she hadn't talked to in a long time, asking her what's going on at UCLA, because we're not used to seeing players leave the Bruin family. First out of the second inning. But as she alluded to, Amanda, it's a different era. It's more business oriented now than maybe ever before. However, they feel like there is a real tight-knitness to this group and a pride to be part of the Bruin family, and that's headed up by their senior leaders at the top of the order, Megan Grant and Jordan Woolery.
Well, there's always a different aura when you play UCLA. The colors, the history, the national championships. I mean, there's a big intimidation factor here because of the fact that they've won 12 Women's College World Series titles. The last one that they won was 2019, but I mean, the most Women's College World Series appearances, just so much history in this program. And it can be, no matter what team you're playing on, it can be a little bit intimidating to play them, no matter who's on their roster, who's on their pitching staff.
What do you remember from your times playing against UCLA?
We played them, I think, a few times in the Palm Springs tournament, the Mary Nutter tournament, which is going to be next weekend. That tournament is long running and still going.
Good play at first by Bueno, 2 outs.
But
were you ever intimidated? The great Amanda Scarborough.
So when I was talking about that, I was definitely speaking from experience.
I can't believe that.
Of just, you know, as you get older, it kind of goes away, of course, a little bit. But when you're a freshman, sophomore, playing them for maybe the first time, I mean, the colors are just so classic. The tradition, the unis, and they just walk in with a different presence about them when they take the field, usually. I think that we saw a different kind of feel of UCLA when they were playing Tennessee in their last game getting run rolled. You just don't see that a lot with this program. The cool logos, I mean, they just have, the colors are just so classic, you know? I love that helmet sticker.
Hard hit to second off the bat of Jolena Lamar, and a 1-2-3 inning for Dimitrievich. Shriners Children's Clearwater Invitational is brought to you by Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere. And by St. Pete Clearwater, Florida. From game time to white sand beaches, go to visit spc.com. Another great crowd under the lights here at Clearwater for a top 10 showdown. 10 top 25 teams in our Clearwater field this year. 3 who played in the World Series last year, including UCLA.
You're going to see Taylor Tinsley. She did a really good job. We talked about those mid-inning adjustments. She was going to her rise ball early in the first inning, and they were just on it. And then after the Ashton Danley hit, she really made an adjustment and started to roll a lot of ground balls. So she's going to continue to work that changeup and work her drop ball more and get Florida State off of the rise ball.
And that is the first baseman, Angeli Bueno.
Upstairs, no, it's a strike to Angeli Bueno. Batting at the bottom of the order for Florida State. Seminoles plated 3 runs on 4 very hard hit balls against Taylor Tinsley in the first inning. This one is launched into the air in right center and down in the gap for extra bases. Bueno thinking 3. She is in without a throw. A 1-out stand-up double for the 9-hitter Angeli Bueno.
I just feel like Florida State is so good right now at sticking with their plan. Bueno in a hitter's count gets an off-speed pitch, a changeup in, and she just throws her barrel to it. Such quick hands to that inner half, even in a bit of an off-speed pitch, sat back on it to barrel it up for a triple to right center field and turn over this Florida State lineup.
First triple of the season. Isa Torres sends this high and deep to right field. Gone! Seminoles strike again.
2-run home run, Isa Torres.
They're swinging so freely right now. Another pitch up in the zone. You see the pitch location. That just is down the heart of the plate. And Florida State right now is recognizing all of the mistakes that Tinsley is giving them. This is exactly how Tennessee was against UCLA pitchers that threw against them. They were just getting a ton of mistakes, and they were just swinging freely on them and recognizing them.
That one roped down the right field line. Opposite field extra bagger from Aaron Heller, in without a slide.
2 pitches.
These are loud swings.
2 pitches, 2 hits from Aaron Heller, swinging early in the count. That is Torres, and now Heller going up, swinging on at the first pitch and just barreling it up. They are so locked in right now. My goodness. Florida State playing in this tournament under the lights. They're so good in this tourney. Even if they have 4 freshmen starting for them or they have all upperclassmen, they just seem to have so much success here at this tournament.
A lot of confidence in that young dugout. I'm not sure there was any intimidation factor tonight under the lights for the Seminoles, and we talked about it in the first inning. Lonnie Alameda believes that there is more maturity in this group than she's experienced in previous years with large freshman classes. Of course, though, this is the biggest freshman class she's ever brought in. 9 total first years.
An interesting approach in this day and age, too, to just not lean on the transfer portal and just stick with these freshmen, a big group of 9. And you haven't been seeing that a lot lately. Usually it's all these teams reloading with, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 transfers from the transfer portal, sometimes even more. And then the freshmen come in that they've recruited, and they don't necessarily get a chance to play because you play the transfer portal people. But Lonnie Alameda went all in on this freshman class, knowing how talented they were. And clearly it's paying off so far. They have been on fire early this season. And in fact, because she knew she was going to have a lot of freshmen on her team, they actually took a trip to London, brought the freshmen in. They took an 8-day trip. It was 2 weeks before school started, but just as a way to have fun and build connection with each other. Did stuff with the Great Britain national team. Lonnie Alameda and her program and her coaching staff, they're just so much about relationship building in the program. Really more, I can't think of another program across the country that is so focused on relationship building and doing it the same way that Lonnie does it.
Beecham down the left field line. Yes, sir! 2-run bomb. Second of the inning for Florida State. Whoa!
2-run home run by Jason Beecham.
Another hitter's count. Look at her just check out the trajectory. Is it gonna stay fair? Tosses the bat when she knew. She gone. Into the night. Second home run of this inning by Florida State. They're finding themselves getting the exact pitch that they want. Oh my goodness. This is bonkers against the UCLA pitching staff. You don't usually see this.
Nor against Taylor Tinsley, who will step aside and give way to Natalie Cable. We'll take the break with them. Two home runs in the inning, starting with Issa Torres, a two-run shot at the top of the order. Then a couple of batters later, the former freshman of the year in the country, Chasiny Beecham, a towering left field line hugging home run and a 7-1 lead for Florida State. They've scored 7 unanswered in response to the Megan Grant solo shot in the top of the first for UCLA. Now Natalie Cable comes in to replace Taylor Tinsley. That's snared at first by Jordan Wooler, second out of the inning.
Natalie Cable, a freshman pitcher, a lefty for this UCLA pitching staff. Opportunity for her to rebound from earlier in the Tennessee game where she got the start and had moments where she got some outs and had some shutdown innings, but then it was an 8-run inning against Tennessee that just imploded against UCLA.
We have seen 6 combined home runs tonight against UCLA pitching. 4 in the Tennessee game, 2 in this inning from Florida State. 0-1 to Anna Hind. Laser into center field. Hind is thinking too. She rounds into second base without a throw. 2-out double for the starting catcher.
6 extra base hits now for Florida State. Goes down and gets this double, but you see the pitch locations. They are just out over the heart of the plate. It doesn't feel like the UCLA pitchers have this sharp spin, movement, hitting corners. Just don't seem very sharp. And you mentioned 6 home runs in 2 games, and might we add that that's only been 7 innings. We played 5 against Tennessee and then 2 in this game, so 7 innings.
That is aptly placed in the Florida State dugout. What do you think that was made with? Some eye black?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good call.
I wonder if it has a name. You know how things tend to spiral in dugouts. That ball gets away from Alexis Ramirez. Not quite the same smiles on the other side of the diamond. Been a bit of a head-scratching day for UCLA that, well, yesterday they were uber competitive. Yes, they were close games for the first time this year. 1-run win over Missouri. And an extra innings loss to a top 25 Oklahoma State team who's looked really good. 2 top 10 wins in this tournament for Kenny Gajewski's Cowgirls. But boy, Amanda, this, I don't think anybody saw this coming tonight.
I feel like, too, every time I look up in this Florida State game, there's a hitter's count on the board. 2-0, 2-1, or they're seeing the first strike that they like and they're just aggressive on it, not even working the count at all.
High fly ball left field, playable for Lamar, and she makes the catch. That will do it for the second inning, which had more hits for the Seminoles. Hard hits, loud hits, and a pair of home runs for Issa Torres and Chasiny Beecham. All Seminoles in Clearwater. welcome back. Thanks for spending part of your Saturday night with us.
Matt, did you sit on traffic or in traffic on this bridge right here earlier today?
You know I'm an elite driver, but I'm not that elite, Amanda Scarborough. As we take a look at Scarb's keys to the game, brought to you by Shriners Children's.
Yeah, for UCLA, it's swing big like they have been. 28 home runs on the season, and for UCLA, just continue to swing big. We saw the Megan Grant home run, continue to add more runs on the board to catch up to this Florida State lead. And for Florida State, have these freshmen step up, which really everybody has been stepping up, but these freshmen specifically play such a big part in this Florida State offense and team. We even have a freshman in the circle who's off to a great start so far.
And if you're Bella Dimitrievich, you got to feel really good now about your team having your back. Just her second start of the season, taking on a prolific top 10 offense in UCLA. That threw the 5-6 hole off the bat of Elena Garcia. Just the second hit of the game.
If you're UCLA, you just have to find a way to answer back with your big bats. You cannot sit in the dugout, feel too sorry for yourself. Think about that Tennessee game and how you've given up 18 runs in the past 8 innings. I mean, you have to find a way to get runners on, get them across, and use your offense to fight back and have your pitchers and defense back.
9-hitter center fielder Mia Phillips. By the way, new catcher into the game for Florida State is Maddie Frey, replacing Anna Hind. (1-0) in the air to right. Ashton Danley for the first out.
Florida State had a lot of losses last year. In the circle, back behind the plate, in the outfield. I mean, a lot of losses last year due to graduation, but Michaela Edenfield, of course, who's now playing pro in the AUSL. And Janai Kerr, who was such an electric outfielder and left-handed hitter for them, among many others.
That's part of what makes the 9 freshman class so stark, because they had 9 seniors last year. It's one of the most veteran-laden teams Lonnie Alameda had had. That ball eats up the second baseman, Marin Heller. And Amanda, I think that's why there was such surprise that Lonnie and her staff didn't go to the portal, losing 9 seniors. Players that had been stars, had won championships. And I feel like now in college sports, no matter the sport, there's just an assumption that coaches want to get old and stay old. And you alluded to it earlier that that's not necessarily Lonnie's way. She is more relationship focused. The opportunity to bring a girl in and have her for all 4 years, sometimes 5. She relishes that, even in year 18 as the head coach at Florida State.
Yeah, it's just a solid recruiting class of 9. And Lonnie had said that all the freshmen came in off their PGF and Alliance weekends, and they were just in tip-top shape. Set the tone right away that they were serious about contributing to this team and this program and ready to play right away. Made an impact in intensity and athleticism.
Dangerous hitter here. Megan Grant homered in her first debut.
That she's not scared to go back to that rise ball, but placed it up and in on the hands of Grant instead of out and away, out over the heart of the plate. Just continue to throw that strength of a pitch that you have and know that the other one was just not well located that she hit out.
In the words of Amanda Scarborough, it takes just one swing to change the entire dynamic of this game. 1-2 to Grant. And if it's not her, then perhaps the woman behind her, Jordan Woolery, on deck. Equally as dangerous. Two is upstairs and hits Grant to load the bases for Woolery. Grant a little bit shaken up, still grimacing after that beanball.
Got her right off the hand. So the immediate pain even knocked off the Evo Shield guard that's on her hand and still is feeling the pain. She looks very uncomfortable down there at first base. You can see Jordan Woolery looking down and gonna have one of her best friends down there making sure that she's okay.
It's gonna take a lot more to knock Megan Grant out of the game. Warrior and a dual sport athlete at UCLA. He's played in 13 games on the women's basketball team this year and will continue to suit up for UCLA Bruins home games when her team is just practicing.
Well, and just a really dynamic duo between those two. It's just been really cool to see their friendship, see them hit together in the lineup side by side. Last season, they hit for a combined 49 home runs, 169 RBIs.
Up the middle, chance for a double play, but it eats up Heller again. Second bobbled ball of the inning over at second base. UCLA plates a run. Woolery safe at first. Do get the force at second, so 2 outs, runners at the corners for Kanaya Bragg.
Second baseman, Kanaya Bragg.
Bragg shoots it into right. Sounded good off the bat, but not enough to get it past Ashton Danley. 1 run scores for UCLA. 5-run game. Rhonda Ravel not holding back at all here at Clearwater. Letting Jordy Fromm go out, rip it, grip it, swing it, you name it.
Yeah, well, remember the regional that Jordy had in Baton Rouge. She was unget-outable. I mean, like, you couldn't get her out at the regional.
I may fudge up the accuracy of this, but if memory serves, she swung the bat. Of the first 4 times she swung the bat in that regional, 3 of them were home runs. 1 of them was a foul ball. It was ridiculous.
I remember that. And Baton Rouge,
they kept pitching to her.
It's difficult to hit the ball out of that part, too, where LSU plays.
Let me ask you this. I know as a pitcher, somebody that pitches at high a level as you did, conference pitcher of the year, you want to go after the best. But at some point, don't you have to shift your strategy a little bit?
Yeah. Sometimes we see that happen sometimes in our game, and we can't really quite understand it, but we just roll with it.
Man. Another 2-home run day for Jordy Fromm. Meanwhile, speaking of multiple home runs, Florida State had 2 in their last inning. This one off the bat of Haley Griggs. It'll drop foul. Florida State bats have produced multiple runs in each of the first 2 innings and had 4 extra base hits in the second inning. Most of those came off Taylor Tinsley. It's now Natalie Cable. Came in to relieve Tinsley in the second. 2-2 misses upstairs. Greg's hard hit to third. Alejandre off one knee. Picks it, pops, then fires for the first out.
But just the fact that we have all 3 of those pitchers at this one tournament, Matt, that we talked about with Pickens and Fromm and Kennedy, it's just not, it's so rare to get them all in one place. I mean, you just don't see that. And it goes to show how cool this tournament is to be able to have all 3 of those absolute star pitchers right here in front of us. We even saw Nyjah Kennedy just hanging out in the stands, taking in a game, waiting for her game to be played. Autographs and pictures coming up to her and just sitting with the fans in the stands.
Oh, what a backhanded third. Alejandre. Gold glove effort in the hot corner for the second out of the inning.
Okay, finally there's a little smile from a UCLA player having some fun, and why wouldn't you smile about stealing that hit down the line right there, going to her backhand, to her knees, protecting that line, guarding it. That had a chance to bounce off of her glove, but that takes so much strength when your glove is on your hand and a ball is hit that hard to knock that ball down. Nevertheless, do it cleanly.
Kelly Inouye Perez was so excited to see the left side of her infield get a chance here at Clearwater against elite competition. Alina Garcia, Bri Alejandre, 2 very young players, but 2 players that have experience playing at a high level. They played together on the travel ball field. They won big games at big tournaments.
They have trust with one another over on the left side, which is so important on defense. I mean, UCLA is just down by 5 runs right now, and I think that you have to keep, if you're a UCLA fan or on that team in the stands, like, keep some perspective. You have the bats to be able to get back into this game if your pitching and defense can keep the score right where it's at. You can chip away at this lead like they did in the last inning, and they're able to score a run.
Angeli Bueno had a triple back in the second inning. Looks at strike 2.
Little
if
smile.
She can start a little, beg your pardon, if she can start a little 2-out rally, Amanda would flip back to the top of the order with Isa Torres.
Yeah, but I think Natalie Cable is feeling good in the circle after this little smile that she just gave to the UCLA dugout. Oh, and then she hit by pitch.
That's the old announcer jinx right there.
But you could tell she was starting to get into a groove. A couple of ground outs, a couple of quick outs, and then going after Bueno. Felt really good about a pitch, gave a little smile into the dugout even after one, where she's starting to play a little loose. You're starting to see maybe UCLA loosen up a little bit. A good spot right there, exactly, especially if she's going to get that pitch called exactly where she wants to keep it. Natalie Cable will work her drop ball and her rise ball. Doesn't throw it particularly hard, but spins the ball very well to create that movement. And Kelly Inouye Perez says she could bring it in the upper 60s, but she's her most effective when she's throwing in the low 60s to be able to get the movement that she wants as she gets ahead of Torres 1 and 2.
Interesting to see the communication there between Alejandre and Garcia. Garcia wanted it, Alejandre backed off, and maybe that little extra bounce allowed Torres to beat out the throw.
Yeah, that needs to be cut off by Alejandre. If a third baseman, especially with a batter up that has speed, can get to a ball, then she cuts down time a lot. See how she pulled back, and that's the difference between Torres being safe and out. Alejandre needs to be able to take that ball that should have been out number 3.
Instead, Maren Heller now has a chance with 2 on and 2 out to add to this 5-run Florida State lead. They have scored in each of the first 2 innings to this point.
It's the first pitch that Heller has taken. Her 3 plate appearances right there. Very aggressive, and those are things that you write down in the scouting report. If a hitter likes to swing at the first pitch, if they're aggressive with the first strike that they see, all of these things are things that coaches and teams find out about you quickly.
Flair in the left, drops for a base hit. Torres scores. It is a 2-run double for Florida State.
We're 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. They should have been out of it. Off the end of the bat in front of Lamar out there. I thought she had a chance to catch this. Either not a good read. I think she could have caught that in the air. Gave up on that at the end, and 2 are going to score, especially because as a runner with 2 outs, you don't have to wait to see if the defender is going to catch it. You just start running.
Oh, this one is lasered into left, and it's gone. Jason Beecham's 2nd home run of the game. And the Seminoles have opened it up in the 3rd.
2-run home run, Jason Beecham.
The Florida State bats, Amanda, have been uber loud tonight.
Yeah, just absolutely exploding on these inside pitches. Jason Beecham has the power to such a terrific freshman year. Numbers a little bit down in her sophomore year, but the bat and the power is back early on now.
8 for 11 with runners on, 6 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Seminoles have taken advantage of every opportunity, and that smiley face is still smiling in the Seminole dugout. 1-0 to Danley.
I mean, the top 3 in the order have not gotten out yet. They are 9 for 9 with 4 extra base hits and 3 home runs.
Eight of the team's 12 hits have been for extra bases. 3 homers, 4 doubles, a triple, and a partridge in a pear tree. Unbelievable night for Florida State. And to think this team is loaded with freshmen, Amanda. There's an element of uncertainty when you come here with a bunch of freshmen who've never been here before. We talked to Lonnie Alameda about that.
This inning could have been so different if Alejandre would have cut off that ball, you know, and the hit by pitch to Bueno. Thought that one to left field could have potentially been caught as well. Just opportunities for UCLA to make plays on defense that they're not taking.
Lonnie Alameda told us that she heard some conversations in her dugout, particularly amongst the younger players, that oh, we're on TV. We're on TV. This is Clearwater Invitational. Look at all the people in the stands. And there can be some of that with younger players who've never been here before. It doesn't feel to me like there is any hesitation, apprehensiveness, nerves for this Florida State team. Here's Maddie Frey.
They just work hard on that, making everybody feel comfortable right away. I really think that they'll likely look back on that trip to London as a big part of their team chemistry and connection early on. I mean, anytime that you travel with someone, you learn a lot more about them, right? Like, you're doing everything together for several days, and I feel like you learn a lot about somebody even just going through the airport together. Don't you? You know, it's this off the field connection that Lonnie Alameda is so good at with her team.
What have you learned about me this week riding in the rental car to and from the softball complex?
You like to break a little bit late.
Oh.
You're a little distracted sometimes.
Wow.
But, you know, it's all good. We adjust. We get to know each other.
We survived.
We survive.
Break late and drive distracted. Man, that is not good for me. 3-0.
22 runs given up by UCLA in 8 innings.
Talked about all they lost last year, pitching-wise. Addison Fisher transferring out. Caitlin Terry, of course, moving on to Texas Tech. And yet, Kelly Inouye Perez felt like they do have depth. Yes, we're young. We're going to take our licks sometimes, but we do have depth. We're absolutely talented. These will be more than likely some of the minor speed bumps along the way when you look back at the full body of work at the end of the season for UCLA. They're never not in it. But this does feel almost shocking.
Yeah, I think that these scores are going to turn a lot of heads. A lot of people are going to be talking about these, trying to figure it out. I'm sure UCLA is going to be figuring out what they need to go to work on, and they're not done yet. They have a game against LSU tomorrow. I think both LSU and UCLA will be looking for a win tomorrow to finish out this tournament on a high.
Off the glove of Natalie Cable, and it allows McKenzie to reach and load the bases. And Florida State has officially batted around in the third, and we might be seeing another change here.
The next batter is the left fielder, Haley Griggs.
Well, there's not going to be a change in the circle yet. Kelly Inouye Perez is going to stick with Natalie Cable. Bases loaded for Haley Griggs, who led off the inning.
Remember how quickly we got 2 outs in this inning. This is all 2-out scoring in the third for FSU. They are 6 for 8, by the way, with 2 outs in this game. 7 for 9 with runners in scoring position.
Amanda, you remarked about how quickly the outs came. 2 ground outs to third. It seemed like Natalie Cable had settled in. Then the hit batter, then the infield single.
It was really looking like it was going to be a turning point in this game, this inning.
4 runs with 2 outs scored in the inning for Florida State, and still threatening with the bases juiced. Griggs lays off the 2-1. 7 straight Seminoles have reached with 2 outs. Full count to Griggs. And a strike 3 called. Cable gets out of the bases loaded jam with 2 outs, but Florida State plates 4 more. Jason Beecham with her second homer. Welcome back to the 2026 Shriners Children's Clearwater Invitational. Monster game for Florida State. They have played at 11 runs in 3 innings. They are up big on UCLA, a chance for a top 10 win for a very young Florida State team with 9 freshmen. Their head coach, Lonnie Alameda, is with us. Coach, did you expect this tonight?
I mean, you never know what to expect this time of year, right? And I've been on this field on the other side of it, and, you know, I mean, it's one of those things early on. Great ball club over there, and, yeah, just getting after it. Super proud of our team, though, to come out pretty hungry.
Coach, you guys just seem like you're swinging really freely. What has led to those free swings?
I think really good game plan, you know, sitting this morning talking about Tinsley, who's an amazing pitcher, and just what we want to do. And she's added a little to her game on the drop ball and, you know, just hunting pitches and getting your swing off for pitches and then working collective. You can see that in here, just a collective mindset as an offense.
We also see the smiley face on the post in the dugout. Was that you who drew that?
No, I don't even, yeah, no.
Coach,
good stuff, thank you.
Appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.
There it is. Lonnie's yet to make friends with the smiley face. Jason Beecham, though, has been smiling all night long. Pair of homers. Also had a single. She has 4 runs batted in, 3 runs scored. The top 3 in the Florida State lineup has yet to get out tonight.
UCLA pitchers had given up 6 home runs and about 40 innings pitched coming in to today's games. 6 home runs and 40 innings pitched, and they've given up 7 in 8 innings.
Wow. Bri Alejandre sneaks it through and a leadoff single to start the 4th.
For Dmitrievich, this is going to be the deepest that she's gone into a game in her young career. Pitched 3 innings against UConn, 3 innings against Texas Tech. Kind of using her in limited ways. As we talked about, she's recovering from an injury, so not wanting to go too fast, too soon. So big test for her to try to get through this UCLA lineup a second time, and we can see if and when Lonnie Alameda is going to make a pitching change to go to someone else. Jazzy Francic is currently in the bullpen down the line. Their ace pitcher this year, had a tremendous freshman year, and off to a great start as a sophomore, getting stronger and better as she goes.
One to Alexis Ramirez. Twice in Dmitrievich's young career, she has overcome injury. Bounced back from a bad ACL tear her freshman year of high school. That forced her not only to miss the high school season, but all of travel ball. This one set deep in the air to right off the bat of Ramirez off the top of the wall. Alejandre to third. Ramirez will hold it second. And life for the Bruins.
Nice looking swing by Ramirez, letting that outside pitch get deep, sending it the other way, just hitting the top of the wall. I thought it had a chance to get out of here, but the UCLA bats maybe waking up a little bit.
Pinedo's going to come in and pinch run at second base. There is some activity going in the bullpen still for Florida State.
Riley Pinedo.
And now the daughter of Duke head coach Marissa Young, who is in the stands, still rocking Duke gear, by the way. Told us, I'm not taking that off. Everyone knows where my allegiances lie.
And the whole fam is here. She knows she's on. She waved. The camera is on her. Layla Lamar, who plays for Duke. She transferred from Florida, sitting right next to her. Whole fam in attendance.
Boy, Duke's had a good weekend here, haven't they? A couple of top 25 wins yesterday for Marissa Young and company.
Love it that she's cheering for in the stands. It's so cute.
They're locked in over there. Lamar up the middle will drive in at least one. They wave Pinedo and then put on the stop sign, and Lamar will stay put at first.
So fun that she can be here and her sister can be here. They're playing in the same tournament. I love this. Change up, she sits back on, hits it off the end of the bat, but just shoots it right back up the middle of the field. She got 3 straight change-ups in that AP, and Marissa Young loves being able to see her daughter get a hit and a couple of ribbies.
Opportunity here for UCLA to make this interesting. 2 on and nobody out.
Excuse me, one ribby. I thought that 2 scored on that one. You know what happened here, by the way? Lisa Fernandez was making the runner go so hard and then threw on the stop sign. In my mind, I'm like, wow, she's really good to go. And I thought that she's done.
Round of applause for Bella Dimitrievich coming back from that injury she suffered in the fall. Furthest she has gone this year in an outing. And we'll give the ball to Jazzy Francic. We will take the break with them. Back after this, UCLA trying to make this interesting tonight in Clearwater. Man, always fun to come here. One of the events circled on my calendar every year, the Clearwater Invitational, 7th iteration. And as we've talked about all weekend long, arguably the best field we've ever had. Another top 10 showdown tonight on field 8. Jazzy Francic. Amanda comes into this game to relieve Bella Dimitrievich with runners at the corners and nobody out.
Off to a great start. Her sophomore season has thrown the most innings on the team. Definitely the ace on staff. Sub-1 ERA early on in the season, even threw a no-hitter opening weekend. It's looking like she's in really good shape, just continues to develop and get stronger in the weight room. That was something that she worked on, just getting more stronger, getting more durable, worked on her leadership and connection skills, wanting to be a young leader for this young Florida State team.
Next batter, shortstop, Alina Garcia.
Takes on the redshirt freshman Alina Garcia.
Really good spin Jazzy Francic does. Last year especially relying on her drop and curveball. Really good swing and miss rate with her curveball, especially 28% last year, which is a high percentage when you're talking about swing and miss rate. What makes her so unique too is that she constantly changes speeds. She can really vary her pitch speeds and throw different pitches at different speeds, and is really a master at that, just has such good spin on her pitches and variations of speed. And then can ramp it up like that to 67. Their goal with her is to actually hit 70 miles an hour. Right now, throwing mid to upper 60s with tight spin, but she's able to control both sides of the zone in and out effectively. Those dominant pitches, curve and drop ball like I was talking about.
Garcia caught by Griggs. Runner tags. It's Pinedo, and she will score. So a 2-run fourth so far for UCLA, and just the first out of the inning. Productive out number 1 for Alina Garcia. And now the 9-hitter Mia Phillips. Phillips is a fair ball. Roped down the left field line. Coming all the way around from first base. Jolena Lamar on the double by Phillips.
Marissa Young just has the biggest smile on her face, by the way, watching in person her daughter score on this Phillips RBI out in front of it, but sneaks it past Beecham at third base, hugs it down the line. It kind of curved off of her bat and stayed fair. Imagine what this game would feel like if UCLA had not given up those 4 additional runs after they got 2 outs last inning. This game would have a completely different feel to it.
First hit as a Bruin for Mia Phillips. Sophomore stands at second base, and she flips it to the top of the order for Riley Slim. Oh yeah, she got to keep it. Maybe. She wants to keep it, Amanda.
Of course she does. You know, all the softball players who have touched that ball that she is now touching, like, of course she wants to keep that.
Imagine all the autographs you could get on that. A game-used ball?
Oh yeah. This Florida State pitching staff used to using their complete staff and have a starter, relief pitcher, closer, something that Lonnie Alameda, their head coach and pitching coach, has put a lot of emphasis on over the past several years. And just seeing how important a true pitching staff is and pitchers who complement each other and come in at different times of the game.
Slim mile-high pop-up infield. Torres caught, second out.
So you're not going to see a lot of complete games out of this pitching staff. At least that's not how it's been the last several years. Last year, their pitching staff had 4 total complete games, and Jazzy Francic had 3 of those 4. Already has a complete game on the season opening weekend. Has the ability to go the distance because of her unique stuff and the way that she spins it and mixes speeds and can work both up and down. This Florida State pitching staff is known to use their full staff to be able to finish games and work together.
Megan Grant homered to open the scoring in this game. Actually gave UCLA the lead, if you can believe it. Started this game 1-0, and then Florida State has just had all feet on the gas ever since. Jazzy Francis did not want any part of Megan Grant there with first base open and 2 outs. However, the equally as dangerous Jordan Woolery comes to the plate.
And that is the first baseman, Jordan Woolery.
Ball gets away from Frey and both runners advance. Jordan Woolery is due. One for 10 in this tournament after a monster opening weekend. Ropes it off the third baseman Beecham, who is able to get the tag and end the inning. UCLA makes it interesting, plating 3 in the 4th. And coach, your team really responded well in that last half inning. They counted that additional run, by the way, so a 4-run fourth for the Bruins. What was the message going into that inning for your girls?
Oh, well, you could ask Coach Fernandez that. She's the offensive coach, but clearly it worked.
And Coach, finishing this one out, what's a message to your pitchers to try to shut down these aggressive Florida State hitters?
Yeah, I think being able to, the normal cliches, right? You got to play the game one pitch at a time, but I'm going to continue to say this. This is a tough tournament, and I credit Florida State hitters more than I say that we're failing, but we got to learn. We got to learn quicker, so we just got to continue to attack the strike zone. I'm going to ask that they forget the last one and get to the next one, but we're learning. We're learning every pitch.
Thanks, Coach.
Absolutely. Thank you.
UCLA pitching has not been as sharp in their 2 games today as we've seen them so far this year, including yesterday. Split against Oklahoma State and Missouri. Chance for Natalie Cable, though, to go out and keep this a 5-run game.
It's going to be up to Florida State to just continue to respond. I mean, you look at the scorecard and been able to score in every inning. Just be able to punch back and answer back. We have had some big innings in this game. 3-spot, a 4-spot, a 4-spot, and another 4-spot. So 17 runs scored, and we are not even through 4 innings in this game.
Leadoff walk for Sturgis to start the 4th.
Next batter, first baseman, Angeli Bueno.
Time called by Alexis Ramirez. Wants to chat with Natalie Cable. Angeli Bueno's had a nice night. Triple, hit by pitch, 2 runs scored. Bueno's thrown 6 pitches so far in this inning. 5 of them have been out of the zone. a sixth out of the zone. It allows Sturgis to take second base.
And I feel like these are pretty big misses too that she's having. Ramirez is having to work really hard back behind the plate. A lefty on lefty battery that we have with Cable being a lefty in the circle and lefty being Ramirez being a lefty back behind the plate too.
Chopper to Bragg. First out of the inning. Sturgis over to third. Back to the top of this dangerous Florida State lineup, which has yet to record an out tonight. Top three in the lineup have been perfect. They have combined for 3 home runs, 2 doubles, and 9 of the 11 runs scored.
Yeah, just a cool 9 for 9, 1 through 3 in the order. I don't think I've ever had a scorecard like this with the first 9 boxes at the top in innings 1 through 3 all just be colored in with red and scoring all these runs and getting on. I mean, unbelievable what Torres, Heller, and Beecher have been able to do. Remember, if UCLA would have gotten that 3rd out in the last inning, the score, I mean, this is hypothetical speaking, right? But it would be 7-6 right now. But there were 4 2-out runs scored by Florida State after a misplayed ball on the left side that opened the door for a 4-run inning for FSU.
Popped behind home and it gets over the cage. Yeah, there have been a few moments in this game where it felt like UCLA was right there to keeping it even closer than what it is now. That was a big 4-run top of the 4th for the Bruins. Had they not plated those 4 runs, we'd be talking about potential run rule victory right now for Florida State. Two count to Torres. Lines it into left and foul.
Already 3 hits for Torres today, and such a good leadoff hitter for this team. And she had 35 multi-hit games last season. Makes lots of contact.
Seeking a 4-hit game for the first time in her Florida State career. Will not get it here. Swing and a miss. 2nd out of the inning.
It's a big strikeout, getting Torres to chase this pitch down the zone. She's out in front of it. Drop ball that takes her well out of the zone. Something that Florida State has just done so well is just not chase. We haven't seen very many swings like that and pitches that far out of the zone from them. They've been hitting a lot of mistakes.
Strike 1 to Marin Heller. I'm chuckling because of your reaction up here to the strike call.
Did not think that that one was going to be a called strike. And
youngsters are dialed in, out of their seats for this top 10 matchup. Heller rope caught on one knee by Bragg, and that'll do it for this inning. First time in the game, Florida State has not scored when coming to the plate. Two tomorrow.
The weather has been so beautiful here all week, too. I mean, it's just been sunny and 72 degrees. It's been awesome.
It has been delightful. To count to Kanaya Bragg. Jazzy Frantic in for her second inning of work. UCLA plated 4 runs in the 4th to make this a game. With the way they've swung the bat this year, 5 runs is not out of the question for the Bruins.
It's a great location for a drop ball against Bragg. On the inner half, through the zone, falls off the table. Actually looked like a little bit like a screwball there, but great location right at the knees to sneak it under the hands of Bragg. You know, for all the talk about pitching coming into this tournament, there sure has been a ton of offense every single day. I feel like the offenses have been the stars and have been alive here at this tournament. A lot of runs scored.
Ooh. Alejandre goes down, and you could hear that hit what sounded like bone. And she will walk gingerly up to first base. Right off the kneecap.
It hurts so bad. You can hear it. A trooper. She's not even limping.
Alexis Ramirez comes to the plate with a runner on, 1 down, top 5. Doubled last time at the plate. Lines it into left. Nestles in for a single. The top of this UCLA lineup is just 3 batters away. Jolena Lamar comes back to the ditch, singled and drove in a run. Family in the stands, including mom Marissa Young, the head coach at Duke. Great seats tonight, I might add.
Yeah, anytime that you're back here in this area behind home plate, you got the best ticket. You probably know somebody who got you a ticket. These are prized possession seats back in this bowl behind home plate.
I think she probably knows a few people. Especially the way Duke's been playing. 0-1. Had a chance to talk with Coach I leading into the weekend, and she said, Jolena swings to kill. Strong, powerful, athletic. Two-one pitch.
Just a really athletic family.
Sis is getting this swing on video. Good strikeout there for Francic, second of the inning, 2 down.
Yeah, just a sweeping curve by Francic, and really one of the best pitches that she's thrown all game. Off-speed curveball, look at the location. She's going to get underneath this pitch and spin it to the outside corner. Off-speed, out in front is Jolena Lamar. Truly one of the best pitches that Francic has thrown all night.
Reigning ACC pitcher of the week. Pegs a strike to Garcia. Francic opened the season with a no-hitter against Sanford, 7 strikeouts. It was the only second opening day no-hitter in program history. On one hop, well played by Torres, long throw, and the pick by Bueno. Francic looking good in the 5th, keeps it a 5-run game. Let's take a look at today's Impact Players, brought to you by Visit St. Pete Clearwater.
I think it's going to be the top 3 in the order with Issa Torres and Maren Heller, the freshman, and Jason E. Beecham. So 2 juniors who were All-Americans up at the top with the Heller sandwich right there in between the freshmen, but they're 9 for 11 at this point in the game. That's just because in the 4th inning, Torres and Heller both got out. Before that, they were 9 for 9 with 9 RBIs, 9 runs scored, and 3 home runs. My goodness. Florida State actually started out this game with 4 straight hits. Torres setting the tone of this one early, leading off.
Jason E. Beecham has homered in each of her last 2 at-bats. How aggressive would you be if you're Natalie Cable here?
Be very careful with Beecham here, just like that first pitch. 2 home runs to the left field, a lot of pull power for Beecham. Last year, batting average dropped 100 points for Jason E. Beecham, and honestly, I feel that. Same thing happened to me my freshman year. Hit 400, or excuse me, my sophomore year. I hit 400 my freshman year. My sophomore year, I hit 300. Sub-1 ERA my freshman year, and then my sophomore year, like doubled and a half or tripled. I mean, it's just tough after you have a big freshman year. But then my junior year, came back and was an All-American again, and you just get past that sophomore year where everybody knows you a little bit better and you have a chance to rebound as a junior, which it looks like early on that Beecham is on track to do.
Draws a walk to put a base runner aboard for Ashton Danley, who's already driven in a pair. Florida State trying to add some insurance and maybe more. 3 runs in the inning, and they can end this game short of 7. Trying for 2, they won't get it, but they get the lead runner, Beecham. But now Maddie Frey.
Number 24, 95.
Natalie Cable when she was in high school. Her goal was always to hit 1,000 career strikeouts since she started as a freshman at her Bloomingdale High School. And she ended up doing that her senior year in March, achieving that goal, but a rare accomplishment for a high school pitcher. Something that she had really wanted since her freshman year. Put that goal out to the universe and made it happen.
Love that.
She hits a little bit too. As Arkelly Perez told us, I think he's going to focus on pitching for right now, but also can swing the bat.
Uber competitive, she said. Like bulldog competitiveness. Big 3-2 here to Maddie Fry. And Fry spoils it.
Sure, she was excited. Natalie Cable to get to pitch in her home state. Being from Florida.
Three-two check swing, bouncing ball to second. Bragg handles. Danley moves into scoring position with 2 outs. And Shelby McKenzie will come to the plate now for Florida State. Potential game-ending run on deck. Bunt drop down. McKenzie going to try to beat it out, and she does not. Bang, bang play at first. Well executed by this UCLA defense.
A swinging bunt here, excuse me, swing. Puts pressure on Ramirez to make a play. The lefty handles it no problem. Bang, bang play to shut down FSU's offense.
We have had not only homers, but grand slams. 3 of them today. Dukes Jones went yard, the transfer from Purdue. Georgia, boy, they have looked good. Roos went yard. They had 3 straight home runs at one point today, Georgia. And then Taylon Holly, a grand slam against UCLA earlier in the day. A run rule victory for the Lady Vols against the top 10 Bruins team. Nyjah Kennedy's Texas Tech Red Raiders 5-0 in this tournament. Tennessee 4-0. This one sprayed in a right. Megan Grant, rather Mia Phillips to Ashton Danley for the first out. Back to the top of the UCLA order, Riley Slim.
The next batter, the DH, Riley Slim.
Handcuffed by Francic and will drop it in for a base hit. First of the night for the UCLA leadoff hitter.
The next batter is right fielder, Megan Grant.
Grant has been so good to start the year. Video game-like numbers for one of the senior leaders on this team. So much pride in the program.
See the respect of her pull side power with where Bueno is positioned at first base. Right now she's a little bit closer in, but when she gets to her position here, she's pretty much on the grass, just respecting that pull side power with the right side, the lefty Grant.
I'm respecting your telly game.
It's just not very often you see a first baseman play that far back, that close up against the line. She's right next to the umpire. I'm sure the first base umpire down the line is like, man, I'm not used to being right here next to a first baseman. And even Ashton Danley out in right field, she was playing the warning track. They were just respecting the full side power of Grant with their defensive alignment. Florida State likes to shift around their defense. They have spray charts, have a really good idea of the probability of where the ball is likely to get hit. They pitch to that as well. They pitch to their defense.
Grant has walked 2 straight times, was hit by a pitch prior to that. All in response to the home run she hit to start the game. 2 on, 1 out for Jordan Woolery. Woolery just 1 for 11 at Clearwater to this point. But she did hit 5 home runs in the opening weekend for UCLA. Bruins are going to bring in a pinch runner over at first base for Grant. Woolery last year top 10 in the NCAA in home runs and runs batted in. Miono in a pinch run at first base. Francic in a little bit of a pinch here, taking on the most dangerous part of the order. Up the middle, it'll sneak into center. They will wave the runner, and Slimp scores with a head first slide.
A lot of these hits are actually miss hits that are just falling for UCLA. A couple off the end of the bat, getting absolutely jammed here, but Woolery is so strong that she's able to get it through the infield. But because of the fact that Jazzy Francic changes speed so much, she's difficult to barrel up. But UCLA has figured out some ways to still do some damage against her, just in some different ways, even though their power is being taken away because they're not on time.
Kanaya Bragg had the only hit of the night for UCLA against Tennessee in their run rule loss earlier today. Hitless in this game against Florida State. But things are trending in the right direction for the Bruins. 5 of the last 8 Bruins hitters have reached. Drove in 4 runs in the 4th, 1 so far here in the 6th.
Well, they've scored in 4 different innings now, and Florida State hasn't scored since the 3rd.
1-2 from Francic, outside, ball 2. Appeal to third, confirming the call of home plate umpire Jim Cooper's Jose Chaparro. Full count to Bragg with runners at the corners. Bouncing ball off the tip of the glove of Francic. Got Bragg at first. Phillips, rather Miono stays put at third. Woolery did move up to second base, and now 2 in scoring position for Bria Alejandre.
just another mishit ball that could have been disaster for Florida State. That it's so difficult with these balls that come off the bat of the UCLA hitters right now, with the spin that Frantic has and jamming them and them hitting off the end of their bat. It's actually tough for the defenders to field ground balls because there's so much spin on it when it gets to them. So when Frantic's in the circle, the defense really has to be locked in, knowing that the ball is going to come a little bit differently off the bat when she's in the circle.
Good pitch from Frantic.
You can tell, to me, she just hasn't been her best tonight. Seems like she's really battling through some things, kind of the lack of command at times, but when she's on, you see it with that curveball like that she's thrown a couple of times now. It's a very good looking pitch. We'll see if she goes back to it.
Cued off the end of the bat. There was a little bit of interference there, and the out is made. 1 run scores for UCLA, inching closer to Florida State. We think we'll battle it out tomorrow. 3 Eastern on ESPN Plus. It will re-air on ESPN at 6 tomorrow night. Chance to watch it twice, and if Fromm and Kennedy are in the circle, you may just want to watch it twice.
This feels different watching it on E1 too.
It sure
even
does.
if it's the re-air, it just has a different feel to it.
I know what Amanda Scarborough will be doing at 6 o'clock Eastern. Watching that game via the television in the headrest of her plane home. 2-0 lifted in the air, hugging the right field line. Bragg makes the catch. 1 out.
Gotta give credit to Natalie Cable settling into this game. She's given up 4 earned runs, but it just doesn't quite feel like that. I feel like, gave up those runs when she entered into this game, but has settled in nicely after that. I just can't stop going back to that 3rd inning when she had 2 quick outs to the 7 and 8 hitters, and then a hit by pitch and a chance to get the 3rd out immediately after that hit by pitch. And that's when Florida State scored 4 runs. So those are the 4 earned runs against her. It doesn't go down as unearned against her, but in my mind, my pitcher mind, it does, because that should have been an out. It just wasn't an error. So unfortunately, it's 4 earned runs on her line, but she's done a nice job entering into this game and really kind of changing the momentum for UCLA to give them a chance to get back in it.
High fly ball, shallow center. Off the bat of Sturgis, 2 away. Yeah, since that Beecham home run in the 3rd, Florida State has come to the plate 17 times and managed just 2 hits. They've also been walked 3 times and hit by a pitch, but Cable does look sharp. And you even said she looked sharp before the big inning by FSU. That was really allowed by the hit by pitch, then the misplayed ball on the left side of the infield. The number's not totally indicative of how well she has rebounded from a loss to Tennessee earlier today.
Yeah, and she was emotional coming out of that game. It's tough. You have so much success in high school for your high school team and your travel ball team, and a lot of accolades before you get here, and then you make it to this next level, and it's truly just a whole new ball game.
UCLA down to their final 3 outs. They trail by 4. Ramirez, Lamar, Garcia up next. Shriners Children's Clearwater Invitational is brought to you by Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere. And St. Pete, Clearwater, Florida. From game time to white sand beaches, go to visitspc.com. Welcome back to the Diamond under the lights. On field 8, Matt Schumacher, the All-American. Amanda Scarborough with you. UCLA has fought and clawed back enough into this game that they have a shot here in the 7th. Down 4. Alexis Ramirez leads it off for the Bruins. That is rolled just right of the line and foul.
It is so crazy how the ball comes off of the bat when Francic is pitching. I mean, even that one had so much spin on it. It looked like it was going to start foul and roll fair. It's inside out swing, just crazy spin, and it ends up going over the new safety bag that we have. So that would be a foul ball over that orange safety bag. It's not over the white one.
High pop up the center, charging in Sturgis. First out of the inning. Bruins trailed 11-2 at one point in this game. They have scored 5 unanswered. Could have been easy for Coach I's team to roll over. Run rule defeat earlier today to a 3rd-ranked Tennessee team. And it was looking grim early. I mean, Florida State pitching was fantastic. Bella Dimitrievich, longest she had gone this year in her 2nd start. Well, Jazzy Francic trying to close it out for Florida State, but the Bruins you cannot ever count out. Barry will pinch it here for Lamar.
A quick turnaround for UCLA playing that 10 a.m. game against LSU.
They're kids, they can handle it. No coffee needed in that dugout. They're going to bring the energy tomorrow morning. You can count on that. Two to Sujin Berry. Two rings are up looking, and the Bruins are down to their final out.
It's a well-located pitch on the inner half. One of her harder curveballs right at the knees. Well-spotted pitch for Jazzy Francic to get that strikeout.
Chance to close it out tonight against Alina Garcia. Comes up swinging.
That is the shortstop, Alina Garcia.
A really big win for a young Florida State team that is playing 3 top 10 teams this week in 4 days. Plus they had that win against FAU earlier, a team receiving votes entering the week. And And as Lonnie Alameda told us earlier tonight, you never know quite what to expect this time of year, particularly a group of 9 freshmen with some returning veterans sprinkled in. Chance at a statement victory tonight against the 7th-ranked UCLA Bruins. Some eye-opening early innings in this game for Florida State. Balls hit hard and loud, leaving the yard in multiple innings. 1-2 from Jazzy Francic. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to close the door on a top 10 win against UCLA.
You could tell that Jazzy Francic meant business in this final inning. And UCLA, their bat started to come alive, just wasn't enough to fight back the 11 runs that they gave up in the first 3 innings of the game. 22 runs given up by UCLA's pitching staff between this game here and against Florida State and Tennessee.
And Florida State will face off against Tennessee possibly tomorrow night.
We look forward to that matchup tomorrow. Tennessee and Florida State. Seminoles looking for a second top 10 victory this year. UCLA will try to rebound against LSU. We kick off the coverage on SEC Network tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. For Amanda Scarborough, our entire ESPN crew, Matt Schumacher saying good night from Clearwater.